Welcome to the show. It's the middle of your week. Congratulations on making it this far. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Welcome to the show. Let's get you up to speed with some news that you could use right now.
Hey there, beautiful people. I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. Join us for the next hour and a half as we bring you laughter, inspiration, and stories and conversations that matter. So you know what? As soon as I stepped out of the house, the first thing I noticed was basa yung ground.
Bakit?
It rained. Rainy season na talaga.
Why are you, this is the second show in a row na nagtatapon ka ng gamit sa opening ng show natin.
I'm sorry. But tag-ulan na nga talaga. And I was listening to the report of Agenda last night, and Pag-asa says to expect like 13 to 19 storms coming this year.
Yeah. I mean, like, when you take a look at the fact that it doesn't feel too new anymore.
Oh,
Pero
I know.
let's be fair though, not all of the storms will hit every area, like
Yes,
NCR.
of course.
Some of them might just hit Mindanao, and some, of course, some storms that hit NCR won't hit Mindanao. So, yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
But I feel like now we're welcoming the rain because
Yeah.
it has been so hot the past couple of months.
Alam mo, sinasabi natin yan eh. Then, tapos kapag
biglang,
bumabaha na,
I know!
sabi, ay, na-miss ko na summer.
Pero
Na-miss ko na
we
yung araw.
welcome that change in temperature. You
Yeah.
know, kahit
Yeah.
na konti pa lang yung difference, it's just slightly cooler. But,
Yeah.
we really appreciate that now.
I find June and July to be the point na, okay, medyo we haven't experienced too much flooding yet.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
not too many storms, and yet we're getting used to the fact that the heat's it's not as bad anymore. But yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of that happening right now. But of course, here on the show, we have a storm of a lot of good content coming up. Of course, we have the Philippine Ballet Theater coming in, and we have an oncologist also later on in the show. Philippine Ballet Theater, really interested in that because we're becoming a very, very artistic show.
I know.
Ang dami natin na
So from yesterday's John Santos guesting,
Yeah.
now we have people from Philippine Ballet Theater. And I'm excited to talk about that show of theirs because it focuses on a Filipino folklore.
Yes, it does. I
Yeah.
mean, like
Or a mythical character.
yeah. So I mean, like it's homegrown, homemade, and I'm excited to hear more about it. But you know what? You were talking about the storms, you're talking about the rain, and normally that means kasi mga kotse parang mga gremlin po sila. Kapag binasa nyo, this is an old movie reference. This is what I just realized. No, like children don't know what we're talking about. Pero kung binasa nyo yung mga kotse, dumadami sila.
Dumadami sila. And I told you yesterday, diba? Just add water and you get traffic here in the Philippines. But right now, let's check the situations in major roads at this hour. Here's what's happening along EDSA Quezon Avenue flyover. On the left side of your screen, you're seeing vehicles going to Quiapo. And light to moderate traffic is already building up on that stretch. On the opposite lane, we're seeing the vehicles headed to the Quezon Memorial Circle, light to moderate traffic as well. Now let's take a look this time at EDSA White Plains. On the left side of your screens are the vehicles going to Shaw Boulevard. Moderate traffic on that area. Opposite lane, no problem yet. As of this hour, you're seeing those vehicles heading to Cubao. Now heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's Wednesday, so vehicles with license plates ending in 5 and 6 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now here's a notice for motorists. The number coding scheme has been suspended for this coming Friday, June 6. The MMDA announced this to commemorate Eid al-Adha, or the Feast of Sacrifice. Malacanang has also announced in Proclamation 911 that Friday is a regular holiday. The MMDA is reminding motorists to plan accordingly, drive safe, and follow traffic laws. Now, what's the weather going to be like this Hump Day Wednesday? Paolo has today's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Paolo.
Thank you so much, Anne. Let's take a look how the local weather is looking, starting off with the southwest monsoon. Now, southwest monsoon is affecting Luzon mainly, while the intertropical convergence zone, which is over here down in the south, affecting the southern part of the country or in southern Mindanao. Now, let's go back to the southwest monsoon because it will bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over the Ilocos region, the Batanes region, Babuyan Islands, Abra, Zambales, Bataan, and even over here in Palawan. But for Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon, the southwest monsoon will also bring partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms. Now, let's go to the south of the country. We mentioned the ITCZ, the Intertropical Convergence Zone. Now, this will bring cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms over the Zamboanga Peninsula, Soxargen, Barm, Davao Occidental, Davao del Sur, and Davao Oriental. So, we mentioned the southern part of Mindanao. Those are the parts affected by that. Now, for the rest of the country, you can expect partly cloudy skies to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers due to the localized thunderstorms all over. But that is it for Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Pao, for that weather update. Now on to our top stories this morning. Discontent grows from the group that filed the second impeachment complaint against Vice President Sara Duterte. Makabayan Bloc says they are disappointed with the Senate for supposedly stalling the trial. If the ball still does not get rolling on June 11th, they say they are willing to bring impeachment talks to the streets and to the Supreme Court.
Klaro, sa June 11, hindi pwedeng may motion dyan whether or not to convene the impeachment court. Hindi pwede yan. Hindi pwedeng pagbotohan niya ng Senado. I-convene nilang impeachment court sa June 11, although we would prefer i-convene nila nga bukas ngayon. Kaya naman nila, yun ang constitutional mandate.
The lead counsel for the third impeachment complaint against VP Sara Duterte is sounding the alarm on what he calls a deliberate delay by the Senate in proceeding with the trial. He warns that shifting the case to the Supreme Court could sidestep constitutional accountability, insisting that the issue belongs solely to Congress.
I think that's what they're expecting. That's what they're hoping for somebody to file a case before the Supreme Court. So yung init, yung spotlight will now be third to the Supreme Court. It's really clear na yung usapin ng impeachment, dapat it is the exclusive domain of Congress in the House tsaka ng Senate. So pag umabot sa Supreme Court, it is a victory for the camp of the Vice President, and it's like giving the Senate a free pass.
Senator Risa Hontiveros says it's time to act on the impeachment case against the Vice President. This comes after Senate President Chiz Escudero postponed the Senate's impeachment proceedings. Hontiveros slammed what she describes the upper house's inaction, pointing out that the articles of impeachment have been stalled for the past 4 months. The impeachment court was supposed to convene Tuesday, but has been pushed to June 11th, the last session day before Congress adjourns.
Ngayon lang ako nakakita ng bola na dinidribble ng 4 na buwan. Kahit naman sa basketball may shot clock, these delays are no longer procedural. They are obstructions, dressed up as protocol. It's time to follow the rules and start the process forthwith. Enough games. Time to move.
Former Senate President Franklin Drilon says he does not believe in Senate President Escudero's reasoning for delaying the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte. During an interview on BNC's Agenda, Drilon says it is possible some senators are intentionally avoiding the trial. He explains refusing to facilitate the trial is a political act that can only be amended through a political process.
Ako po'y hindi naniniwala na yan po ay dahilan sa legislative agenda sa kailangan na ipasa ng mga panukalang batas. Ito po'y tinatawag natin sa Senado at sa Kongreso na lame duck session. Ibig sabihin, yung mga panukalang batas na nakabinbin ay hindi kailangan na ipasa ngayon dahil meron namang bagong Kongreso pagdating ng last Monday of July. Kaya sa akin pong tingin ay dapat ipagpatuloy ang tungkulin po ng Senado to constitute the impeachment court at pag-usapan itong mga aligasyon sa impeachment complaint. Ngunit ako po I also being realistic, at ito po isang prosesong politikal.
Opo.
Kung hindi po haharap ang mga senador, ay yan po ay political act that can be only remedied through a political process.
Akbayan Party List Representative Percy Sandanya also called out the delays in the Vice President's impeachment trial. Sandanya endorsed the first impeachment complaint against VP Sara. He says the people are also getting impatient over the trial, which Duterte herself said she is open for it to commence.
Every day of delay sends the message that the Senate leadership is either afraid of Vice President Sara Duterte or worse, actively protecting her. Kaya nga ang tanong natin, natatakot ba kayo kay Sara Duterte o pinoprotektahan niyo siya?
In the third wave of President Marcos's cabinet shakeup, 4 more officials, all presidential advisors, have been removed. This brings the total to 7 ousted officials since the reorganization began, with 21 cabinet secretaries still retained. Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin assured the public that those removed were aware of why they were let go and that the president only expects the highest performance. As for what's next, Bersamin says the reviews are ongoing and even lower-ranking officials could be affected.
Well, if you are asking for blood, there will still be blood. But, we are still undertaking continuing performance evaluations even of those undersecretaries or those lower than the cabinet rank functionaries. I assure you that this is a very sweeping and thorough evaluation being made by the President and the panel of his choice.
DOJ Assistant Secretary Miko Clavano says that the DFA is not denying the DOJ statement that former Duterte spokesperson Harry Roque has multiple passports. Last week, Justice Secretary Boying Remulla confirmed that Harry Roque has at least 2 local passports, an issue they brought to the DFA. The DFA responded that Roque only has 1 regular passport issued in July last year. But ASEC Clavano clarifies they are not denying the DOJ statement.
Kaya hindi naman inconsistent ang sinabi ng DFA sa sinasabi ni Secretary Remulla dahil posibleng-posible po na nakakuha siya ng isang fraudulent passport. So, kung isa lang ang valid passport na in-issue sa DFA sa kanya at meron pa siyang 2 passport, ibig po sabihin, fraudulent ang pag-procure niya dun sa isa pang passport niya.
While the DOJ continues to cooperate with various diplomatic channels to facilitate the return of Roque, he says that while his asylum application is pending, he cannot simply be deported back.
Una-una, hindi po ako akusado ng murder. Pangalawa, wala pong kahit sinong testigo na nag-issue ng complaint affidavit na nagsasabi na ako'y nag-recruit para sa pagsamantalahan ang trabaho ng ibang tao sa pamamagitan ng dahas at walang kahit sinong testigo na nagsasabi na ako po'y nakipagkuntsabahan sa kahit sinong nag-traffic.
The Health Department rings the alarm on the rising cases of human immunodeficiency or HIV in the Philippines. The DOH says cases have increased by 500%, particularly among age 15 to 25. The agency reported an average of 55 cases a day from January to March this year. There are currently 148,831 HIV cases in the Philippines. The DOH is urging the national government to declare HIV as a national public health emergency, as the country is now leading the Western Pacific in the number of new recorded cases.
Ang pinakabatang na-diagnose natin, 12 anyos po sa probinsya ng Palawan. So ang malaking problema po natin, hindi monkeypox, kundi ang paglaganap ng HIV.
Good news for patients in public hospitals as PhilHealth aims to fully cover wardroom costs, up from the current 50%. PhilHealth President Edwin Mercado said this move will help ensure patients pay less out of pocket, in line with the universal healthcare law. Senator Bongo also called for improvements in PhilHealth's coverage of private hospital bills, noting that sometimes only less than 1% of the total bill is covered.
Kaya nga tayo nagbabayad ng insurance para insured tayo, kampante tayo na mabalik sa atin at magagamit natin sa tuwing tayo po'y nangangailangan. Though hindi naman fully insurance talaga tong PhilHealth, no? Pero importante rito ay mapakinabangan po ng pasyente na meron silang masasandalan at kampante silang magpa-check up at magpa-hospital.
The Social Welfare and Development Department defends its decision to provide financial aid to the woman dubbed as Sewage Girl from Makati. This comes after netizens slammed the DSWD for giving 80,000 pesos to Rose, who went viral after a photo of her emerging from a culvert circulated online. But DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian explains the financial aid comes with conditions and is part of a long-term development and not just a handout.
It was not meant to demean anybody dahil why will we demean when the term came from a social worker herself? Ang amin lang, kumbaga it's a symbolic title because of the values na meron siya. Pero hindi namin sinasabi na registered social worker siya, hindi namin sinasabi na social worker siya. Ang sinasabi lang namin, she has the making of a good social worker. Gusto ko i-point out na may condition to. Hindi ito binibigay ng isang bulto. Katulad dito kay Rose, in tranches siya ibibigay. At may supervision at monitoring ng social worker. So ibig sabihin, binabantayan ng social worker yung progress niya. Hindi binigay tapos goodbye. Kung hindi pagbigay, sinamahan pa siya sa tindahan para makabili ng pauna niyang mga stocks ng kanyang tindahan. Pagtapos noon, may mga home visits ang ating mga social worker para ma-check kung gumaganda na unti-unti yung buhay ni Rose.
1.75 trillion pesos in 1 year. That's a target of the Department of Trade and Industry for incoming investments this 2025. However, almost halfway through the year, they've reached less than 20% of that target. Trade Secretary Cristina Roque still hopes to reach that goal through strategic alignment and cooperation with more than 30 other government agencies.
This JMC formalizes a more coordinated, transparent, and timely approach to progressing strategic investment applications. We now have 38 member agencies working together to address common investor concerns, from permitting and taxation to customs procedure and incentives.
Meanwhile, the President's economic advisor, Frederick Go, is confident that the 1.9 trillion pesos of investments received in 2024 can be matched this year.
From day one, the administration of President BBM has been putting in place bold and sweeping reforms to position the Philippines as an attractive investment destination in Southeast Asia, to be able to provide thousands, if not millions, of jobs to our fellow countrymen.
In world news, South Korea's liberal presidential candidate Lee Jae-myung celebrates after winning Tuesday's snap election. Lee told supporters he will find a way for the country to coexist with North Korea by means of dialogue and communication. Preliminary vote tallies and exit polls had Lee defeating Kim Moon-soo by comfortable margins. Lee's victory stands to usher in a political change in Asia's fourth largest economy after months of martial law chaos. Billionaire Elon Musk criticized a congressional bill backed by U.S. President Donald Trump in a series of tweets on his social media platform X. Musk called the bill a, quote, disgusting abomination. He wrote it will massively increase the already gigantic budget deficit to $2.5 trillion and burden American citizens with crushingly unsustainable debt. Musk, who left the Trump administration last week, had been vocal in his criticism of the spending bill, which he says detracts from the efforts to reduce the U.S. budget deficit. The White House shrugged off his comments, saying it doesn't change the president's opinion. Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill includes extended tax cuts, added requirements for federal benefits eligibility, and an increase to the national debt ceiling.
Moving on to sports, Filipino boxer Charlie Suarez is getting another shot at championship glory. Suarez is getting a rematch against Mexico's Emmanuel Navarrete. This comes after the California State Athletic Commission ruled their super featherweight title bout last month a no contest. But in an interview on BNC's The Scorecard, veteran boxing analyst attorney Ed Tolentino says the verdict came a little too late.
I believe this was an opportunity loss. Sayang yung oportunidad sapagkat pwedeng baguhin ng komisyon yung resulta. Pwede nilang itama talaga. Because the rules are there. Nakita mo na yung video. O, nandun na. All you have to do is apply the rules. Hindi pa rin nila ginawa. So itong no contest na ito, para sa akin, ito ay empty decision. Pampalubag-loob lamang na ibabalik yung record na undefeated ni Charlie. Siya pa rin ang mandatory contender. But right now, he should be the champion.
Nonetheless, Suarez is ready to go all out in the ring. The Filipino challenger says he wants to make the most of his opportunity to become a world champion.
Kahit sino yung ilaban sa akin kasi nandito na ako sa time na yan eh. Nandito na ako sa moment na World Championship.
Yes.
Kahit sino pa yan, ang sa akin, as a fighter, lalaban ako. And hindi ako papayag na hindi ako maging champion hanggang sa magretiro ako.
In a shocking move, the New York Knicks are parting ways with head coach Tom Thibodeau just days after their Eastern Conference Finals exit. In a statement, Knicks president Leon Rose says they are letting go of Thibodeau in pursuit of their ultimate goal of winning a championship. The organization also thanked him for leading the team with class and professionalism for the past 5 years. Thibodeau guided New York to 4 playoff appearances, including this year's run to the East Finals, their first in 25 years. But the Knicks fell to the Indiana Pacers in 6 games.
Now, Filipino pride shines once again as the nation's girl group Beanie debuted on a U.S. morning show. Beanie performed their hit single Blink Twice on Fox 5's Good Day New York. This is one of their U.S. stops in their Beanieverse World Tour. They said they felt over the moon after performing in the theater of the Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden, just hearing those words, it felt surreal, and we felt our supporters, their love, we just felt it online, and now we get to feel it in person. So we're just really grateful.
We were able to see all of the Filipinos here and seeing them very united. It's just very heartwarming, and I'm just very proud to be a Pinoy, and everyone, I'm sure, are too.
Beanie will return to the Philippines with a free homecoming fan meet called Here With You at the Mall of Asia Arena on June 29. So, pagdating ng Beanie, they need to be on another morning show, ours.
One step at a time, man. One step at a time.
I am manifesting it. The ladies of Beanie and their management, the show is always welcome to have them, perform here, right?
100,000%. But it's just so nice seeing, Filipino talent getting featured again in U.S. morning shows. Because normally we see a lot of the K-pop artists go there, foreign artists going there. And I love the interviews after kasi that's when I am reminded, ang galing natin mag-English.
I know!
Ang galing
We
natin
don't need a
mag-English.
translator.
Oo.
We just really answer the questions.
Tapos ang ganda pa ng accent natin, sorry. But when you take
which was actually labeled the sexiest, one of the sexiest accents
Really?
in Asia. Yeah.
Really? We have that. Do we?
The Pinoy, the Pinoy accent.
But what is a Pinoy accent to them? Kasi we could sound
There's a demo but I don't think I can demo that.
Bakit?
On the
Di ba
show.
voice artist
I
ka?
don't know, di ba, I don't know, parang it's not politically correct. I don't know. But I love how we can just put any Filipino anywhere in the world and we shine. Our talent shines.
100%.
Be it music, film, visual arts.
But I do appreciate because Derek's telling me to go ahead na. But before that, I just want to point out that I think the Filipino accent on the world stage has evolved from Manny Pacquiao when he started out when he
Okay.
could barely speak English kasi sinusubukan talaga niya mag-English sa simula to what we're hearing right now.
Yeah,
Like yung
yeah.
Beanie, we're seeing in TV shows as well. So yeah, again, congratulations to Beanie. And yes, please come on the show. That's going to be a lot of fun.
And we got more Pinoy pride on the world stage. It has been a winning season for several Filipino-American artists in the U.S. Rapper Ruby Ibarra was named the winner of the 2025 Tiny Desk Contest. The Bay Area-based artist topped over 7,000 entries with her electrifying performance of Bakunawa, spitting rhymes in English, Tagalog, and Bisaya. Ruby Ibarra was backed by an all-Filipino band, including rock legend June Millington of the group Fanny. This comes after Filipino-American composer and percussionist Susie Ibarra won a Pulitzer Prize for music early last month for her composition Sky Islands. Now up next, the Philippine Ballet is joining us in the studio to give us a sneak peek of their original Filipino ballet, Maria Makiling. Catch their live performance after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Hello there and welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. The Philippine Ballet Theater is set to stage an original Filipino full-length ballet called Maria Makiling on July 5 and 6. PBT reimagines the Filipino folklore of the legendary guardian of Mount Makiling in a bid to promote Philippine heritage and the art of ballet. They join us live in the studio this morning. Welcome to the show, Artistic Director, Choreographer Ron Jaynario. I hope I got your last name right. Composer Paulo Zarate and Ballet Artist Gabbie Jaynario, who stars as Maria. It's a beautiful day, guys. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So Maria Makiling being captured in a ballet, Filipino folklore being captured in a ballet. And I believe this is not your first creative collaboration, Ron and Paulo, right? So can you tell us more about this new production and how is the collaboration different this time?
Ayan, siguro.
Ron, yes.
Yeah, part of Philippine Ballet Theater's mission and vision is to create and produce full-length Filipino ballets. No? So, original ballets. And Maria Makiling is just one of those, ang tawag dyan, magandang, what do you call it?
Mga endeavors to do so.
No, well-known.
Well-known,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the right
yes,
term.
yes.
Well-known, parang epics from the thousands of epics of Filipino culture.
Yes.
So, minarapat ng Philippine Ballet Theater na, let's do this now. And part of that is, I'm also from the Philippine High School of the Arts, which is actually located on top of that mountain.
Yeah.
So, I have heard a lot of things about Maria Makiling and all, So, yeah, and kami ni Pao, this is our third collaboration.
Oh, okay.
So there's Ibalon,
Ibalon was the first
Sari
one.
Manok, and this one is Maria Makiling. So,
Di pa kami nagsasawa.
Oh, apparently, we're at that level. But you talk about yung collaboration yung dalawa, and it is all original. The music composition plays a big part of it, a big part of the entire storytelling and world building. And how do you make it different from one epic to the other? So don't worry, everyone is okay in the background kung narinig niyo po yun. But when we take a look at the world building that you have here, especially for Maria Makiling, what makes this different from your previous collaborations?
Yeah, I think this time we integrated some it's a Phil-Hispanic time kasi yung period niya. So we integrated more of a guitar-driven melodies, harmonies, and medyo tricky rin kasi that's at the same time because we have to ingest some fantasy into it because it's it's a
Folklore.
Mythical.
mythical
yeah,
folklore. So
yes.
may mga diwata, may mga nymphs, and you
Yeah.
know. So in that sense, I have to like make it sound magical and mysterious.
No, I like that because syempre it sounds magical, it has to feel that way, but then dancing to it, Gabi, do you feel that? Do you feel magical, mystical once you finally get into yung role ninyo and of course working through this entire project?
Yeah, especially siya si Maria.
Oo nga eh.
Yeah, it definitely does feel magical a lot of the time, especially given, well, number one, the choreography and of course the music as well. Especially when I hear the music, it's very, kumbaga nakakadala kasi siya.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I'm able to move with the choreography and feel very magical when I'm doing it. Yeah.
So this is a father-daughter duo, you know.
Yeah.
So the director is her dad. So how what's it like working with your dad? Is this the first time that you did a performance and your dad was the director?
Oh, well, so I've been with PBT for maybe 2 years and a half, around that time, yeah. So it's not the first time. For our previous productions, Ibalon and Sari Manok, I've been a part of that as well.
Okay.
So, well, it's definitely a unique experience, but we always have to create this separation between the professional setting and, of course, him being my father setting. Yeah. So it's really different. When we get to the studio, I have to set my mind that, I'm a dancer, just like everybody else. I am not his daughter when I get to the studio, so that I can, of course, concentrate and also, work in a professional way.
So may mga instances ba na pinapagalitan ka sa rehearsal?
madalas.
Pagkatapos doon, tara kain tayo. May mga ganun ba? Like relationship cross
Pwede sa bahay,
No, I'm never a father during work time.
Yeah.
So I am the choreographer, the artistic director of the company. And I treat everyone else, all of them, like the same.
Okay.
So she doesn't call me papa or dad. And I don't call her like my daughter. No. She's one of the dancers.
So she calls you direct?
Teacher nga tawag.
Teacher.
Everybody calls me
Akala ko
teach.
first name basis
Oh,
niya.
No, I've noticed when I watch them, parang, pinapagalitan talaga. No, Gab. Parang, oh my God.
Tumataas yung standard, I get you.
There's always this, tumataas yung bosses and all. Kasi, mga bata sila eh. You have to instill discipline still, no? Parang, hindi pwede. Kung anong gusto mong gawin, hindi pwede. So,
Anak niya lahat. Anak niya lahat sila.
So father-daughter, and of course the collaboration between Ron and Paulo. When you create your music for Maria Makiling, and then of course choreography by Ron, anong mas nai-influence, yung music mo with the choreography or choreography influenced by the music that you produce?
May storytelling siyang inaano muna sa akin. Tapos like, how we do it is, may time kasi minsan gumagawa na siya ng choreography, biglang, wait, wala pa yung music. wait. Tapos gagawin ko na and everything. Pero yun, he would tell me like, siguro pegs and how to make it sound. Like, the instruments siguro involved with it. Tapos siguro, mas ganito yung dating. He would explain naman. Tapos, ito ba, okay ba to? Tapos I would throw in some music. Oh yeah, pwede yan. We could do that.
actually,
can we change? Ganyan.
I give him the freedom eh. Kasi hindi ako yung, no, I don't like that, blah, blah, blah. This, no. I give the idea, and then bahala ka sa buhay mo, no, gawin mo.
Yun ang gusto ko dito. Kasi like, when I'm doing corporate stuff, baliktad naman. Like, like I do commercials, di ba? When I do commercials, hindi ako yung boss eh. Yung boss ko yung kliyente. At the end of the day, maski na gaano kaganda yung gawa mo, at the end of the day, pangit pa rin sa kliyente, pangit yan.
Yeah.
So in this sense, parang may freedom ako. It's a breath of fresh air when I do work with Philippine Ballet Theater because it ay walang inhibitions na parang, I could do this. Parang,
Right.
parang outside the box. I
So,
think outside
parang
the box.
nagiging playground siya para
Yes,
sa...
exactly.
Doon lumalabas sa pagiging artist niya.
Actually, totoo.
Importante yun.
Totoo.
Because you need that freedom, that creative space,
Yeah.
diba? To be able to express really what goes on in your head when you're creating the music.
Ron, you mentioned it a while ago na Maria Makiling is special to you in particular because you actually lived there for around 4 years, give or take, being amongst the best of the best in terms of young talent in the country.
Exactly.
For high school. For those who do not know, in Mount Makiling in particular, there's a high school there that caters specifically to the arts, and it's around 100 students per batch, I think, and then it's hard to get in.
No, it's like from first year to fourth year.
Yeah, first year to fourth year.
100,
Grabe.
120.
So you spent the 4 years there, and you decide to make a production about Mount Makiling. Just how special is that mountain to you? Some people would, siguro some people would be like, ayoko na dun muna. But you went the other way and saying, let's celebrate it.
Yeah, there's something about that mountain.
Yeah,
We
actually
came
we went there. Literally yesterday.
yung paakyat pa lang kami ng bundok. Tatayo balahibo mo eh.
Really?
That's the very first thing na na-remember ko, no? First year high school ako. Paakyat kami ng bundok. Na, yung dating niya kakaiba eh.
Yeah.
There's something mysterious. So parang sabi ko, oh my God, 4 years ako magsistay dito. No, so para sa akin, I have heard a lot of stories about that mountain, about the white lady that's, nakikita ng mga tao. And there's this thing daw na sinasabi ng mga matatanda na may makikita kang parang puting kortina, puting cloth sa ibabaw ng mountain. And then from there, malalaman nila na uulan ba or hindi. Something like that. That's one thing na in-incorporate ko rin sa ballet.
Okay.
So I made use of that white parang tela na lalabas from Maria Makiling with the projections and also hopefully magandang kalalabasan noon. And ang sinasabi lang naman ni Maria Makiling I give you love, you give me back love. So that's it. Parang bantayan nyo yung bundok, ingatan nyo, mahalin nyo. So ganun lang yung sinasabi ng Maria Makiling.
Some people nga from that area would say na may mga sightings pa sila of
Wait.
Maria Makiling.
We have someone right beside us who can tell us that. So, nakakita ka ba?
Sightings ni Maria
In your 4 years?
I don't know.
Oh, really? Oh, my God. That's another episode altogether.
Kaya pala.
Hindi-pack natin sa Halloween.
Seriously? Oh my goodness.
That's during our parang baccalaureate mass. Yung fourth year na kami, and then the next day mag-baccalaureate mass kami, and then mag-graduate na kami, no? So we collected all our, kasi madalas ang brownout doon. Lahat ng kandila namin, and
Oh my gosh,
lahat ng mga classmates ko,
OMG.
pati nilagay namin sa labas ng aming bahay, yung cottage namin, then we, nilight namin sila lahat. And then, siguro ayaw ni Aling Maria na yung ginagawa namin.
Watch any movie. You put candles out in the mountain at night, malamang mangyayari yun.
It causes fire.
It causes fire. Yeah, that's the reason why. You gotta protect the mountain.
You have to. She have to protect the mountain.
Miss Maria, do you feel the same way? Do we feel that we need to protect the mountain after your performance? Do you now feel more like the mountain?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Well, again, she will.
But what are your preparations, for this role, portraying Maria? Did you do research about that mythical figure?
Yeah, how deep did you go down the rabbit hole?
Yes, definitely. There's a lot of research that comes with preparing for a production like this. Because also, there's a lot of versions of the folktale that you see online. So, yeah, it's a matter of research, and then, of course, with this collaboration, communicating with the director, his vision for the story and the ballet, and also collaborating with your co-dancers, talking about how you interpret the story, and then how we can show the story through our movements without saying anything. I think actually that's the biggest challenge as well when it comes to dance, telling a story through your movements only.
Yeah, especially there is a dramatic point there where Maria experiences loss, betrayal, sadness, right? So showing that without saying anything, diba, just through dance, that is already very challenging. Not just for Maria, tuloy tawag ko sa kanya. Not for Gabbie as Maria, but also in terms of choreography and the music, diba? Heighten mo yung emotion na yun, right?
Come to think of it, like, we've done this the third time, no? The first pa lang namin, parang, how do we tell the story na just hearing the music itself, you would know kagad the feeling of how should you really feel in that situation. So, I got used to doing this, and this time, doing it the third time, parang mas easy na to connect the music with the movement. Because I could see, they're going to interpret it this way. So yun, we developed something na parang yung collaboration namin. In that way, parang, alam ko na siguro gagawin na like this. So may inkling na ako how it would turn out.
Yeah, may konting telepathy na because you've worked together for so long.
Because like, hirap, like, the first one was really parang we were like...
nangangapa.
Nangangapa pa kami. Because like, the first one was really big because Ibalon's more thematic. Anthemic, that's really big. So it's more of a superhero-ish attack on the ballet. Tapos the second one was more, mythical pa rin, pero more concentration on the dances and the, what you call this, folk dances also for the South.
All right.
And this time is more mystical. So
So Ron, we're gonna ask Gabbie here to give us a bit of a. We're going to give us a bit of a taste of what to expect when it comes to this particular production. But as she gets set, could you please invite our viewers to go catch Maria Makiling coming up this July 5 to 6?
Siya yung magsasalita.
Siya magsasalita. Okay. Gabbie, kindly come to your mark and then but I'll do it instead while she gets set. So the Philippine Ballet Theater presents Maria Makiling. That'll be on July 5 to 6. And for a little taste of that particular production, we have here Gabbie Jaynario for a bit of that taste. If your day wasn't beautiful before this, I can guarantee it is right now. Gabbie Jaynario, maraming salamat. Really appreciate that. It was such a beautiful performance. Can you invite all our viewers to go catch Maria Makiling?
Yeah, so we invite you all to watch Philippine Ballet Theater's Maria Makiling on July 5. That's 3 and 7:30 p.m. and July 6 on 3 p.m. at the Samsung Performing Arts Theater, Circuit Makati.
May tubig ba tayo? May tubig ba tayo? Kasi maraming effort ni Gabbie.
But that was amazing. Thank you so much for that beautiful performance. And thank you, Ron Jaynario, Paulo Zarate, and Gabbie Jaynario from the Philippine Ballet Theater. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Di ko alam kung paano magta-transition dito eh. Kasi wait, yung unang line ko dito, medyo mabigat eh. Okay. What happened, Vela? Yeah! Jacob Black himself is in on the viral trend. Find out what Twilight star Taylor Lautner has to say about the meme and his Filipino look-alike. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. A new chapter begins for the Aurora restaurant. After 2 years of serving culinary delights in Makati, the dining concept expands to the Podium Mall in Ortigas with Bistro Aurora. The new resto offers Aurora's signature Asian-inspired dishes, including new flavors exclusive to the Ortigas menu. The Aurora restaurant is owned by Divina Law founder, Attorney Niro Divina. It was named Tatler Dining's Best New Restaurant last year.
And here's your gentle reminder to choose joy and spread kindness wherever you go, like I always say here on It's a Beautiful Day. On X, Anne Kabogable star Ann Curtis Smith retweeted a post that says, "Please be kind. Don't be the reason someone skips a meal, hates waking up, or feels left out. Your words and actions stick with people forever." Anne wrote, "Simple but true. Important to share, especially with so many from the younger generation dealing with mental health issues." And this is so true. You know, sometimes pag mainit yung ulo natin, we just blurt out these words and we have no idea how painful it can be to the other person on the receiving end, right?
I mean, like, I think especially we mentioned how the younger people, receive words, feedback, criticism, and so on. Minsan, even we feel like we're being constructive, minsan we're coming in like a hammer instead of like a guiding hand.
Yes.
I mean, like, I think that's always a nice message to always have. There's never a wrong time for that type of message. But of course, it's something that I think every generation, from millennials to Gen X to Gen Z, Gen Alpha, we're still learning how to communicate with each other, especially with all these mental health issues becoming more common.
Yes.
At least in terms of discussions.
You know how the saying goes, people will forget everything about you except how you made them feel. And that is so true. You know, even if you've met that person or encountered that person many, many years ago, they will always remember how they felt when they were with you, when they interacted with you. So we really have to be careful with, with our words.
Yeah, and for me personally, when you have people who are exposed to, at least yung trabaho natin, because we work in media, and there are some people that what we say, we don't realize affects someone who's
Yeah.
just listening or watching.
That's true.
Just over the weekend, I ran into a up and coming sports commentator who basically says that he was imitating the way I was doing my work.
Okay.
And then that's when I realized that whatever I'm going to say from this point on, when I was talking to him, would actually matter to this person's.
It's like meeting his idol.
To me, I mean, I would never say that because humble ako eh. But when
Okay.
but it would affect how
Yes.
how that person's day will go, and maybe how the person's week would go. So I think how we impact each other. Sometimes we don't even even realize it when it comes to I guess how open we are, especially on social media, especially when it comes to doing something in the public space.
And also, we don't know what the other person is going through.
Yeah.
Baka dumadaan siya sa crisis o meron siyang personal problems. So it's always nice to spread kindness, be kind all the time, right?
Yeah, and of course, we talk about happiness. And something happened online recently that made so many people happy.
So true.
Ano po yun? Well, it finally happened. American actor Taylor Lautner reacts to the viral "What Happened Vela" trend. In the TikTok video Lautner posted, someone commented on how he managed to miss this online craze. Taylor replied, "Yep, but it's not your fault, it's mine." Taylor Lautner in on the party. Meanwhile, Taylor Lautner's lookalike, Christopher Diwata, has gained massive popularity since the video of his 2013 performance resurfaced. Because of the trend, he's been getting endorsements and offers left and right. You know what? I'm so happy for him.
Me
I'm
too.
so happy for him. I mean, like, first of all, he doesn't look like he's aged. Okay?
I know, because, that time when he did that, What Happened Vela, the original one, happened, 10 years ago pa?
2013,
diba?
more than 10 years ago. It's 2025.
Oh, there. Tapos ngayon
Grabe.
that it has resurfaced, he looks exactly the
Can
same.
I just say, 2013, college pa ako nun.
Taylor Lautner pa rin yung itsura niya. So, legit pa rin yung What Happened Vela. So, and he's getting all these endorsements. Christopher Diwata, if you are watching this, you're always welcome to join us here on the show. Gusto ka namin i-guest, please. Our guest coordinator will contact you. But it's just so amazing, And galing ng social media, something that came from many, many years ago. They reposted it now, and it's gone viral.
Nakatakot nga yun eh. Think about it. Ano yung mga pinapag-post natin noong 2013? Alright? Na pwede mag-viral ulit. Oh my gosh.
Wag na natin iungkat.
Wag na natin iungkat. Except for Christopher Diwata. Congratulations, Christopher Diwata.
Yes, good for you.
I mean, and it's one thing to be in the middle of a viral storm. It's another thing to take advantage of it.
Yes.
And itong si Christopher Diwata.
And make money out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
The goal is to be able to better your life through all the stuff you do online. Of course, it's going to be such a nice conversation if we do have him over. So we'll try to get that done, right? We'll try to get that done. But we've got more stories for you after the break. An oncology expert joins us to talk about June as a National Cancer Survival Month. Don't go away. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. June is National Cancer Survivor Month, a time to honor the strength and resilience of cancer survivors, including thousands of Filipinos who continue to fight and live beyond their diagnosis. Today, we're joined via Zoom by Dr. Mu Feng, the oncologist and oncosurgeon and professor at Jinshaozhou Hospital in Guangzhou University of Chinese Medicine, to share his insights on cancer care, survivorship, and how advanced treatments can benefit patients in the Philippines and all over the world. Good morning, Dr. Feng. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to It's a Beautiful Day.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
Dr. Feng, let's start off with here, because we're celebrating National Cancer Survivor Month here in the Philippines, and we're hearing so many stories about hope, about being able to survive, and of obviously having access to treatments that are evolving more and more. Why is it important to realize that with cancer, there are new ways, treatments to help survive it and make it easier? Why is it important to listen to these types of stories?
Yes, as I know, this month is the National Cancer Survival Month. And in this month, people will be more aware of the cancer. As we know, the cancer is the leading death cause in the world. And in China, we also do a lot of prevention and treatment for the cancers. And first, we will discuss about the cancer prevention. Of course, if we want to avoid the cancer, of course, we need to live a good lifestyle to avoid cancer. Especially, we need to stop smoking. We need to stop the drinking alcohol, and we need to keep our body weight not so overweight. And also, we need to treat our infections, because some cancers are caused by the virus, like the hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and also the HIV, also the HPV. Those viruses are the original of the cancer. And in China, of course, because we cannot so easy to change our lifestyle, so in China, we also emphasize the second prevention of cancer. What do we mean? That means the second prevention of cancer means to do the regular cancer screening. Especially when we get old. Yes, and in China, we do the CTC test now. Because the conventional examination include the imaging of the CT scan, ultrasound, and endoscopy. But in China now we use the CTC test to screening the people.
Dr. Feng, doctors would always say that early detection is key.
More important.
And having yourself tested at an early stage is very important, and it really increases your chances of surviving cancer. Let's talk about the early warning signs. What are the early warning signs of cancer that people usually overlook? And what are the common myths that patients and their families believe about cancer survival?
Unfortunately, early stage of cancer do not have any symptoms in most of the peoples. Because in the early stage, when we mean the early stage cancer, the size of the cancer is only 1 cm to 2 cm. At this stage, many people do not have any symptoms. But of course, some signs also indicate cancer, like the heart breathing, the bleeding, like the nasopharyngeal bleeding, the blood sputum, also the body loss, and also the pain. Also, those are some jaundice. Those are some signs of some different kind of cancer. But in the early stage, you cannot have any symptom, because many many cancer, when the cancer do not involve the nerve or do not involve our organ function, we will not have any symptoms. That's why we emphasize the secondary prevention of cancer to do the regular physical examination to screen our body so that we can find the early stage cancer. Before the conventional physical examination, as I say, include imaging, and also we now use the blood. We can take the blood to know the cancer signal. So we do the CTC. The CTC test means the circulating tumor cells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doc, you also specialize in minimally invasive procedures to try and address the cancer. When we talk about minimally invasive procedures and of course the interventions that are being done to address cancer, just how far are we advancing already in terms of technology to reduce how invasive certain procedures are and of course how effective they are when it comes to treating cancer?
Of course, treating cancer is also the surgery, the conventional therapies are aggressive. As you know, the surgery is an invasive procedure, and also the radiation has some side effect.
Yeah.
Of course, first, the minimally invasive conception is from the surgery. In the beginning, doctors try to reduce the trauma, the injury during the operation. So they use the endoscopy. So we do the laparoscopy, we do the thoracostomy, so to avoid open the incision too long, so that we can reduce the injury during the surgery. This is the original conception of minimally invasive procedure. But now, of course, we still use the robotic surgery, like the Da Vinci surgery system. And also we do the local chemo so that we can enhance the treatment effect with less injuries to the body. Yeah.
Well,
Sorry,
Doc, I just want to jump in here because some people are obviously wary, or some people are a bit scared when you talk about cancer surgery, and some people don't necessarily understand when you talk about minimally invasive, especially when we've heard so many stories. You mentioned traditional ways of treating cancer. When you talk about minimally invasive techniques, are they as effective as those traditional methods, which require more intervention?
Yeah, those interventions are minimally invasive, but they can work as the surgery, which the surgery can work. It means we don't need to open the body so that we still can destroy the cancer in our body, inside our body, in the liver, in lung, in prostate. So we don't need to open. So we do the cryoablation, we do the microwave ablation, we do the nanoknife ablation. With these procedures, we only use some needle to destroy the cancer inside the body, but with very less injury. And the second way is we use the better radiation, because in our hospital we have 7 radiation machines with very high technique imported from US, from Sweden. So those we have a Toma knife, we have a nano knife, we have Halcyon, we have Chupin, we have a lot of radiation which are precision radiation like this. Yes, this is the radiation. We also have the cyber knife. We have the Icon. Icon is the 7th generation of gamma knife. so that we can treat this disease without open the body to avoid the cancer. And this photo show the localized treatment with the chemo with less side effect. Because this is our hospital, and this is the photo show what I am doing the my ablation. Yeah.
Dr. Feng, now that you mentioned all these different treatments, giving cancer patients, a lot of options as to how to approach their disease, their sickness, what do you think is the biggest challenge to early cancer detection or early cancer diagnosis and access to treatment as well in countries like, let's say, the Philippines?
As we know, although the treatment already improved now, but still not all cancer patients can get cured. It depends on the patient's stage and also the characteristic of the cancer. But that's why we emphasize the prevention. I think the prevention is better than the cure, because even if you try to cure the cancer, sometimes you cannot, because the cancer is in the advanced stage. So cancer prevention is more important. But many people ignore when they don't have symptoms. Even if they have symptoms like the breast cancer, even the lady find a mass in the breast, they don't care very much, because in the beginning, this mass do not have any other symptoms. But this is also a signal of breast cancer. And breast cancer is the most common cancer in women. So the prevention is very important. The second, I think, for a challenge of cancer, because cancer has a different genetic background.
Yeah.
And also there is a history, how to say, the different characteristic in different individuals. So the cancer is not so easy to treat. When we use the medicine to treat the cancer, in the beginning, the cancer works. But after a few months or 1 year, the cancer cells can survive even if they are under the background of treatment, because the cancer get resistance to those chemotherapy or targeted medicine. But these years, we also do the precision medicine, because we can know the genetic background of the cancer when we do the NGS genetic test. So we can screen hundreds of genes to know which kind of medicine, which kind of immunotherapy or targeted medicine can work in different individuals. So we also emphasize the individualized treatment.
Dr.
So
Mufeng?
patients who suffer from cancer, they should undergo one genetic test to know which kind of medicine is more effective in his body.
Dr.
But,
Mufeng, we really...
not all people undergo.
I understand, Dr. Mufeng. I wish we could talk to you longer, but we're running out of time. We just want to say thank you so much for joining us here this morning, and of course, helping us raise awareness, considering that it is National Cancer Survivor Month here in the Philippines. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for your insights, and hopefully we get to talk to you again really soon. Shishie, Dr. Mufeng coming at us with a lot of insights when it comes to cancer. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, what do the stars have in store for us today? Let's find out from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! It's a beautiful day with me, Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang horoscope for today, Wednesday, June 4. Para sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat, huwag madaliin ang love life. Darating rin yan. Tiwala lang. Crimson at 8. Sin of the Ox naman tayo, galaw-galaw pag may time mag-exercise kahit mga light lang. Tial at 3. Sa Year of the Tiger naman, good day ito para sa financial planning at savings. Gold at 2. Sa Year of the Rabbit naman tayo, huwag matakot sa bagong responsibility. Go, go, go! Yellow at 4. Sa mga Year of Dragon naman tayo, baka ma-meet mo na ang the one! Yee! Olive at 4. Sa Year of the Snake naman tayo, be ready sa bagong project sa trabaho. Burgundy at 9. Ito naman! Year of the Horsey, maging sweet at romantic kay partner. Bastard at 6. Sa Year of the Sheep naman tayo, huwag matakot ipahayag ang iyong opinion. May nakikinig sa'yo. Maroon at 8. Punta naman tayo kay Year of the Monkey, too good to be true. Ang alok niya, ako, iwasan mo yan. Beige at 3. Sa Year of the Rooster naman tayo, magandang araw para sa mas meaningful conversation with partner. Siyan at 7. Kay Year of the Dog naman, maging maingat sa pakikitungo sa mga kasamahan mo sa trabaho. Blue at 2. At Year of the Pig naman, maging open sa feedback. Ito ang makakatulong sa growth mo. Red at 5. Ako po, si Master Hans. Kuha paalala lang ha, ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day. Dito lang po sa It's a Beautiful Day!
Thank you so much, Master Hans Kua. Now, on today's Love Hacks, what if you met the one, but their YOLO diet and lifestyle choices make you think twice? On Love Hacks, Coach V answers, is it okay to leave someone simply because of their bad diet? Take it away, Coach V.
Good morning, loves. It's a beautiful day. Coach V here, your love life strategist, bringing you a brand new way to level up your love life. Welcome to Love Hacks. Today's dilemma, you found someone kind, funny, responsible, but his entire food pyramid made of soda, chips, and fast food. Can you really break up with someone over what's on their plate? Let's hear it straight from a Reddit post that's all too real.
Dapat ko na ba siyang iwan dahil sa diet niya? So I, 27F, have been dating this guy, 29M, for a few months now. Sobrang okay naman siya, mabait, funny, responsible, and we really get along well. Pero may isang bagay na hindi ko maalis sa isip ko, yung pagkain niya. Grabe guys, puro processed food, fast food, tsaka matatamis. As in, soda sa bawat meal, chips ang snack, walang gulay-gulay. Ako naman, hindi naman super healthy, pero I try to eat balanced meals, home-cooked food, ganun. At first, sabi ko sa sarili ko, okay lang, kanya-kanyang trip naman sa pagkain. Pero habang tumatagal, hindi ko maiwasang isipin yung long-term implications. Like, paano kung magkatuluyan kami? Ayokong dumating sa point na kailangan ko siyang alagaan dahil sa health issues na technically maiwasan naman. Nasubukan ko nang isuggest na mag-try ng mas healthy na food, pero natatawa lang siya at sinasabing life's too short para di mag-enjoy kumain. Gusto ko talaga siya, pero hindi ko alam kung dapat ba akong mag-alala or kung nag-overthink lang ako. Anyway, or anyone else dealt with this, should I talk to him more seriously about it or time to cut my losses?
Let's call it what it is, loves. You're not dating a diet. You're dating a decision maker. Here are 3 reasons diet isn't shallow and it's strategic. Number 1, diet is equivalent to discipline. If he refuses broccoli today, what else is he going to refuse moving forward? Number 2, health is a partnership investment. His YOLO today could be your HMO tomorrow. And 3, compatibility includes lifestyle. You don't have to be identical, but if you're always eating in the opposite directions, that adds to disconnection. And fast fact lang, my love, WHO says 80% of lifestyle diseases are preventable. So yes, what he eats now is your business, especially if you're picturing him in your future. Eto na, here are 5 red flags to look out for in your partner's alarming lifestyle choices. Number 1, they joke every time you get serious. Laughter is not a response, it's a deflection. 2, they're not open to even trying alternatives. It's not about just the kale, it's about the mindset. 3, they minimize your concern as OA. If concern is equivalent to criticism in his eyes, that's giving immaturity vibe. And 4, you're already imagining their medical bills. Spoiler alert, you're not their jowa anymore. You're gonna be their nurse in the future. And number 5, you're eating with them, but resenting them. Resentment is a silent killer of appetite, of intimacy, and yes, of interest. Pao, Anne, have you had something similar like to this?
I think...
Parang hindi ako masyado makarelate doon.
Healthy kayo, pareho.
Yeah, we're a bit
good.
health conscious. This same.
Yeah.
Ikaw, Pao?
No, I mean, like...
Or have you dated anyone na
Magkaiba.
bad, healthy, ano siya? No, I'm not healthy, but bad diet.
Bad diet, ako yun eh. But,
Ikaw pala ang nirereklamo sa Reddit post.
No. Ako si 29M.
Oh, ikaw pala yun.
No, but I think that it's interesting because I think it's one thing to have a bad diet but then refuse to change. Especially when at the with the partner. Kasi syempre not all lifestyle choices are right. So not all lifestyle choices are great. Like if you're dating, let's say a smoker, and you want to help them cut off the habit.
Yeah.
Like the willingness to do so, I think is what is difficult when it comes to that. Kasi syempre, it's one thing to say na, unhealthy yan, pero are you willing to do something about it? Because your partner's concerned.
The change has to come from that person eh.
Yes.
Yeah, and if there's encouragement to change and you still don't have it, ibang usapan na yun.
Right. And loves, remember what they say when you are with somebody, you share at least 20,000 meals in a lifetime. So just imagine if yung 20,000 na yun is puro junk food.
Grabe.
At fast food
Siguro naka 1 year na kami, naka 20,000 meals na. Paano yan? Sorry, go ahead.
In a lifetime. All right. If you're in the same boat, here's your 3-step reset strategy. Number 1, speak clearly, my loves. Use us language. Say, I want a future where we both thrive. That starts with what we put in our bodies. Number 2, invite action. Suggest one shared change, not rules but rituals. Such as, want to cook something with me this weekend? Then you can introduce your healthy food. 3, observe response. Not the words, the willingness. If he won't try for his own body, will he ever show up fully for you? What we consume loves, we become. And love can't grow on junk, not just food, but even mindset. Because long-term love isn't just about spark, it's about someone who wants to stay healthy enough to stay with you. That's it for today, loves. This is Coach V giving you real talk about real love. Feeling the mismatch? DM me at Dating Coach V and let's figure it if it's fixable. Let's not just talk about love. Let's solve it. See you again tomorrow here on It's a Beautiful Day. Love you.
I love that because we're talking about yung mga habits.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're the hardest to change.
I like what you said that don't, what do you call that? Don't share rules or don't give them rules. Make them into rituals. Kasi minsan pag rules, parang, di ba, when your partner will like resist.
Correct.
Pag masyadong like, hindi mo pwedeng kainin yan. Bawal, di ba? Medyo magre-resist yung partner. No, I'm not. Kaya,
may mga partners
diba? May ganun na parang rules. Wag yan, bawal yan, maraming calories yan. Ganun. So, there will be resistance.
But I think it's also different kapag, let's say, may medical condition na. Like, let's say, diabetic na, or kailangan no more salty foods, no more fried foods for health purposes, and still, refuses. Maybe not refuse, but then cuts a lot of corners. And you're trying to be a bit more strict on it. So, I think that's also a factor. Kasi syempre, if you don't take care of your own health, how can you take care of your relationship?
Yes, and sayang naman, she said she really likes him, but nakaka-stop lang talaga sa kanya yung diet. So if it's gonna be for his betterment naman, I hope he's gonna be open, no?
Yeah.
Kasi mahirap na, di ba? Instead na maging lover ka, baka maging caretaker ka lang.
Maging caregiver. And all of that. But on that note, napaka-sad naman yung on that note natin. Oo.
Eat healthy, that's it. That's not sad.
Eat healthy, work.
Yeah.
That is, well, eat healthy, work out together, and of course, live a healthier lifestyle. That is it for us this Wednesday, June 4. Ako po si Paolo del Rosario. Naging Spanish.
What happened, Paulo?
Thank you very much for joining us. Ako po si Paolo del Rosario.
I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. Wherever this day takes you, remember to choose joy and spread kindness. Join us again tomorrow at 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
It's a Beautiful Day.